Hello and welcome to Spotlight in Education. I'm Dr. Ann Magistro, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools, and I'm happy to welcome today Mr. Frank Noppenberger, our Supervisor of Athletics and Physical Education. Welcome.
Thank you.
Last year, Frank, our Physical Education Department at the high school was honored by a special award. Can you share with our viewers what that award was and what it means to our district?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Well, before we get into that, I'd say first that we've always thought we've had an outstanding physical education program. And I can say that because when I visit other schools, first thing I do is I watch their phys ed program. And we always have people coming to us asking us what we do and how we do it. So we always knew we had an outstanding program. And that started back from the 60s with guys like John Emery, who you know, Don Weeder, Dudley Ty. They set the foundation. And we've just kind of continued it. And then this award's only a few years old, so we applied and they came and did a visitation, and we received the award, and I think it's well deserving. I think our program offers a lot of things that other schools don't. I'm sure there's things that committee would have liked to seen different, but we're very proud of our teachers for the way they did it, and it's interesting when they talk to us about the criteria. And one area they said was the students, the involvement of the students and how well they were involved. So we'll talk a little bit later about that, but we're very happy. It's given out by the New Jersey Association for Health, Physical Education, and Dance, and that covers every school in the entire state. And it's just a credit to our kids, the administration, and certainly later I'll let you know how I feel the parents are even involved.
Well, of course, we're very proud of our program and our staff. What do you think stood out about our high school program?
Three things. One is our offerings. We have a major emphasis upon fitness and fitness activities. Fitness balls is something Deborah Mangino is an expert at our school, and that's for the high school kids. And it's a new, it's not new, it's 5, 6, 7 years old, where we do a lot of exercises on these big, gigantic rubber balls. And the kids can work on flexibility and strength development for the abdominal muscles on that. So they saw that. They saw our aerobics and our slide Reebok set up. They saw our weight room. And so, you know, it was the fitness portion. And then they were also able to evaluate our teamwork. We had a volleyball class going on. So we have great team sport offerings, individuals, fitness activities, and then lifetime sports. We have badminton, probably one of the fastest growing activities in New Jersey as far as phys ed and intramurals. And this town, this school system just loves it at all levels. We do it at all levels. So they saw that variety of offerings we had. We saw the outstanding teachers that we have. Their comment was, you know, you guys are teaching, Frank. They're not just telling the kids, they're explaining to them why we stretch this muscle, why do you stretch before and after exercise, and so we were telling the why and not just to do it. And then finally, we may be the only one that I know of that we have an elective program, that when the kids come in, they get to choose the activities. We tried to vary the activity as much as possible, but if the kid maybe is a outstanding tennis player and doesn't want to do tennis, they may choose another activity. And we usually try to combine a lifetime sport with a team sport. So the committee, who are people I've known for years, are, you know, they're very educated in phys ed, and they recognize those distinct areas, and it was a no-brainer in my opinion.
It's a no-brainer in a lot of we've always been proud of our program. Let's move a little bit because we know that skills develop over time. So let's talk about Hammarskjöld. Tell us a little bit about Hammarskjöld's program.
Well, Hammarskjöld is that in between the elementary and Churchill. At the elementary level, before they get to Hammarskjöld, and there's a tie in there, elementary at those lower grades, believe it or not, and you know, you're athletic, your kids are, some of the kids don't know how to hop, skip, jump, and we teach that. And one of our emphasis this year is that we were working on catching and throwing. There just seems to be a skill that is being lost for whatever reason, or throwing and catching skills. So at the lower levels, that's their first introduction to a team or an individual sport. And we hope to turn the kids on to some sports at first grade, second grade, that maybe they'll say, hey, Mom, Dad, can we try can I try out for the soccer team or the baseball team or whatever. So we're trying to introduce them to sports, cultivate an interest. And during that time, believe it or not, the listening skills are important because there's so many directions given during phys ed that they've got to really concentrate on what the teacher is saying, and that carries over into the classroom and vice versa. And then sportsmanship's also encouraged. We're not worrying about the lower levels, grades 1 to 5. If we win or lose in a tag game or a particular game, we're talking about teamwork, sportsmanship, cooperative with one another, helping one another. So you'll see a lot of cooperative games with our kids, not so much winning and losing. Then when we go to Hammershaw, and there's a lot more emphasis on teamwork, and we now introduced badminton and tennis. Now you say, Frank, how can we play tennis at Hammershaw? Because our facilities, especially indoors, we need some work, and that's why we hope everyone goes out there and supports and watches and recognizes the bond referendum. But the indoor facilities are just pretty crowded, so we're real excited about when we can go outside and do things. And when we're outside with tennis, believe it or not, we introduce them to serving the tennis and gripping the ball and just do some basic drills with the tennis to introduce them to it. Maybe they'll say, Ma, can I take tennis lessons? Dad, I'd like to take tennis lessons. And that's when we start our introduction into badminton too. But the Hammershaw, there's a lot of emphasis on team sports. We got all those fields out there. The phys ed staff does a great job of introducing new sports and continuing like a flag football or a softball. And that's their first introduction into track and field. As you know, we have a great track and field program in the high school, in athletics, and that's the first time they learn about a shot put and a dash and a relay, and that's culminated with their field day in June or at the end of May up at the high school, and we get all the parents involved, and it's just, and I know I've seen you there, it's just an exciting day for the kids. So that's how the elementary will tie into Hammershaw. And although fitness is part of it, and a big part of it, we don't want them to get hung up on fitness is the bottom line. We want them to understand why it's important to be fit. And we do an assessment on them in 3 major areas. Muscular, which we do push-ups. We go cardiovascular, where we do an endurance test, and then we do a flexibility test. And believe it or not, I think our students are well above the average American, because I think this community supports the idea of the importance of fitness and good nutrition.
Good. I'm glad that you described me as athletic. I'm going to replay this for my 2 kids, because if there's one description my kids do not have of their mother is an athlete of any means. You talked a lot about Hammershaw in the elementary, and we spoke about the high school a little bit. Churchill, give us some insight in Churchill's program.
Churchill's just got a great staff also, and their indoor facility with the new gym in there just offers so much more for us. We can do the fitness balls that we talked about before with Mrs. Mangino. We can do that at Churchill. We can do individual fitness programs at Churchill, and we got 3 distinct bays where the kids can do 3 team sports or individual sports at the same time. And that's before we go outside, and we expect to be outside next fall, where we can continue with our golf. Golf is, you can't believe how excited the kids are about golf, because for some of them it's the first time they're being exposed to it, and they like that. They like new activities. So we teach them the golf in Churchill also. We do the plastic balls. And yeah, right. And so that when we're outside, it just expands the whole thing. We introduce them to Ultimate Frisbee, which is a very exciting game for the kids. And then, that's the basis of our lacrosse program. That's the first time we introduce them to lacrosse. And that's also a time when coaches or the phys ed teachers will look at a kid and say, hey, you're pretty good in lacrosse. Did you ever try this? As a matter of fact, I know one young lady that she got turned on to as a runner during phys ed because she was doing the mile, and Mr. Lane said to her, hey, you're pretty good. You should get involved in high school track, which she did, and she earned 9 letters for us in track. And so, Churchill, that's the next step. It's a little more intense as far as the teaching, like in volleyball. the skills are a little more advanced, and we're introducing them to higher skilled levels, and we're not eliminating anyone, it's just a little more advanced and higher skilled.
Great. One of the reasons we're focusing on the physical education program at this time is, as you well know, the district has a goal this year. One of our goals is to improve the health of our students through a focus on nutrition and fitness. Talk to us a little bit about that goal and how the physical education department plans to address it.
Well, we've been addressing it since, well, when I first became this position 18 years ago, when you and we got involved and we did a fitness calendar. And then I think it was you decided, let's call it a family fitness calendar, which made a lot of sense. So on that calendar, what we have is fitness activities for the kids to do every day with their family. And along with that, they're doing daily fitness activities in class. So as far as to answer your question about the goals, is we are going to assess the entire district in those three major areas of muscular, cardiovascular, and flexibility, to see how they compare to the national norms. It's done through this program called the Fitness Grams. And I think we're going to do all right. The kids are excited about it. The teachers are real excited about it because they're going to be able to say, see, I told you, Mr. Knopp, we are in good shape. We are doing what we're supposed to do. The kids are physically fit. Now, there is a portion of those kids that aren't doing a lick of anything. But I would think most of our kids are involved, and they are in pretty good shape. And speaking of that fitness calendar, we all start this in the month of October, and that's Fitness Month. And during that month, the fitness calendar, which the elementary kids bring home, that's activities they can do with their family. It may be like on October 15th, walk a mile with your parents after dinner, or on a Saturday, go bike riding. So we've got a lot of activities with them. Or lead your family in exercises for 15 minutes. So we're getting them to get involved, the whole family of exercising, and we want them to, without realizing it, doing the parts of the fitness assessment that will help them. Also in that month of October, we have the high school kids go down to the 5th graders. And that's called our, when the athletes come down and they talk to them about being involved, making the right choices, and sportsmanship. And the kids have scenarios that they will ask the kids, what would you do if this happened? What would you do if this happened? And you can't believe the positive reaction we get from the teachers and from the elementary kids down there. And what happens is they've now developed a role model, because you see them coming to the soccer game or the field hockey game because Erin Whalen came down to talk to their school or one of the athletes, and they develop a little bond. That's something we started a few years ago, and that's all part of this fitness month and exercising, and it's just, I think, what separates us from other communities or other school districts.
We're here at Frost School this morning celebrating Fitness Month, October's Fitness Month, and we have 4 East Brunswick High School seniors with us who came back to, I believe, their alma mater. They all left Frost School 5 years ago?
7, I think.
7 years ago? 7 years ago, oh my goodness. And they came back to talk to the 5th graders at Frost about what?
About sportsmanship. We wanted to talk to the kids about the importance of winning, or not the importance of winning, but the importance of being a good sport, and the importance of not putting winning too high up there and just playing well.
And we're here, the Frost students are Rachel and Dominic. And Rachel, what did you learn from the seniors today?
I learned that it doesn't matter if you win or you lose, it's if you had fun playing the game.
Very good. And how about you, Dominic?
I learned that you shouldn't be a sore loser, but you shouldn't be a bad winner either.
What's a bad winner?
Somebody who shoves their win in somebody else's face, whoever loses.
Does this kind of go along with your character program here at Frost too? Does being a good winner and a good loser have something to do with character?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
The district objective, as you know, is about developing healthy lifestyles in our students, teaching them to make the right choices. And of course, school is only one part of a child's life and time and the education that goes into that. Talk some more about parents and how you see parents playing a role in this objective.
I think the East Brunswick parent is so supportive of anything dealing with fitness, exercise, and sports. As a matter of fact, I was just reading an article about that, and I don't know if we're middle class, upper middle class,
Right.
that's not important, but the higher they are on that level, the more they value the importance and support fitness and exercise. And as I was reading that, I was just thinking about what this town, besides the school system, does. They have a road race, which just completed last week. We've got 3 gyms that I know in town that are open to the public. How many tennis courts do we have? We have got a bike trail. This township recognizes the need for fitness, and I think it just complements everything we do in phys ed. I think it complements what the whole athletic program, the number of kids we've got involved in all the different sports. So I would just ask the parents to continue to be supportive and to do more with the kids. I'd like to see more of them jogging as a family or bike riding as a family, and I know it's difficult, but we see more and more of that. I mean, at our tennis courts at the high school, it's amazing to see how many more people are playing tennis. Or as a matter of fact, it's, you know, golf is getting big, especially women's golf, and we've got our team now, and dads and girls are going out golfing. I mean, it's really neat. So there's a lot of support from the community, and they are involved, and I just hope they continue.
Well, I know they will. One of the things, though, is that students are very often on their own making their own choices. And so what we're doing in health classes throughout the district is talking to kids about those healthy choices, what they do in the cafeteria, how they select what it is that they're going to eat. The fruit, the vegetable, the salad bar are important nutritional kinds of things. And I think that throughout their lives, they're going to make very important choices on what they put in their mouth. And I think we're starting here, and I can see now so much emphasis within the health program, within the cafeteria, and offering things, offering better choices. Part of our objective is to look at what we're going to serve in the cafeterias and to look at what kinds of things we have out there that are healthy choices for children to choose from.
That's great, and it's all about, in my opinion, it's all about habits. You grow up eating apples and oranges and vegetables and salads. You'll continue to do that. As a kid, I never ate salad. My children, and not because they're my kids, they eat salad. They love salad, and I never did because they grew up eating salad. And I think what our health classes are doing, and that sports and nutrition class at the high school we have, and what the cafeteria people are doing, by offering that to them, the kids are going to get in the habit. They're going to reach for an apple instead of a donut or whatever, and I see that more and more. And on the athletic part, we get our trainer, Mr. Hostler, involved. So when teams are having pre-game meals or psych dinners, it's the pasta, it's the healthy stuff that's going to carry over for them. So you're right, it's a big family type affair, and it's just a matter of getting the right habit, eating the right thing at the right time. The negative is with athletics is so many people, you're always on the go, and you know that. You're going here and you pass that fast food place, it's easy to stop in and pick it up. But it's all about conditioning and training and growing up with it. And I just think the East Brunswick people recognize the need for healthy food. Even at the athletic events when we're selling the stuff, people are asking for apples, the fruit, the bananas, especially at any type of a race, they want the bananas. So I think we're doing the right thing with that, and I think the kids reflect that.
And I think teaching children healthy choices, even in the fast food restaurants, that you notice they're serving more salads and more healthy things. So I think giving them that basis is so important, not only from the school's perspective, but also from a parental perspective, as we both are.
Right.
So I thank you for joining us today and for sharing with us the physical education program, and congratulations again on an exceptional award.
Thank you, and thank you for your support, as it's always been there, and the Board of Education's.
And thank you for joining us today on Spotlight in Education.